What's up everyone, it's Bucky and welcome to your second networking tutorial. In this tutorial we're just going to be going over some network terminology and some boring stuff like that, but I'll try to make it a little interesting for you. In the last tutorial I told you guys that nodes were anything that were interconnected in the network, and one of the most common things that is interconnected in the network is something called a workstation. Now you're going to be hearing this term a lot, workstation, and people like to use this term a lot when they're talking about networking and stuff. And what a workstation is pretty much just a personal home computer, just like this. It's nothing fancy, it's just a regular computer. So whenever you hear that term, now you know what they're talking about. Another term that they're going to be throwing around a lot is something called a client and a host. Now, in a network, a client is any part of the network that receives data, and a host is any part of the network that gives the data out, or where the client accesses the data from. So, for example, in this right here, say that this is the host right here. This means that this computer has data on it. And this is the client right here. So what the client would do is go talk to the host and ask for information, and then the host would give the client information. So again, the client gets the data, the host gives the data. So just pretty much like a client and a host, a client gets the stuff, a host gives the stuff. Another thing that you're going to see a lot is something called a server. Now what a server is pretty much it offers a lot of users, different users, access to the same information. So for example, if you have 3 different workstations right here, you can have a server so that all of these workstations can have access to this data. So all of these computers right here can all connect to the server and get information from it. And a website is an example of something that would be on a server. A website would be stored right here, and all of these computers can see all of the information on the website. So again, this thing right here is called a server, and these are called workstations. So we can move on to the next concept after that. The next concept is something called a network interface card. Now again, all these workstations and servers, clients, hosts, they're all connected to the network, and they all need to be connected some way. You just don't take a wire and screw it to your computer and you're connected to the internet or something like that. You need a special card called a network interface card, and this is pretty much a card that you install on your computer that allows you to plug either an Ethernet or allows you to get wireless that you can connect to the network in. One of the most common NIC cards, NIC, is either an Ethernet card that allows you to connect to a cable modem such as Roadrunner or something like that, or a telephone NIC card that allows you to plug a telephone line into here. And also another common one is a wireless card. Now all of these cards you can just plug into a slot on your computer, and these will allow data from different networks to show up on your computer. So again, that's called a NIC card, and a NIC card allows you to connect to a network. You can't connect to a network without a NIC card. So again, what we learned today, workstations, those are pretty much just basic computers. So if you hear someone saying workstation, you know what they're talking about. A client is anything that gets data. A host is anything that gives data. A server is pretty much anything that offers a lot of users access to this information. And you need to connect through any of these using a NIC card, and that stands for network interface card. So again, as always, just want to tell you guys, if you have any questions, just go to my site, thenewboston.com, and I'll answer any of your questions there. I never check my YouTube account, so if you are messaging me, asking me for questions, then I'm probably not going to answer you unless you go to my forum sign up. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe to my channel, and I will see you next time.